Hi all, welcome to this Team of the Week 2 market review. Getting back into the routine of putting this up gives you good ideas in terms of who to invest in, who to kind of maybe look at sniping, and then those to kind of keep away because you can't really snipe them, but you can trade them as an investment. But hopefully you find this useful. As always folks, welcome to smash the like, sub to the channel if you're new, follow me on Twitter at @GIsALegend. All the links are down below for posting the channel and social media links as always. So quite a good team of the week in all honesty from an investment perspective. Now the 84's like LeConte is a good smart shout. He's like 13-14k. If you're very patient and very clever and you're willing to take the time in to snipe him, I'll always generally try and spend like 30-40 minutes if I need to try and get one cheap one, and if it's like 11-12k I will do it, and even on bid. Alexander-Arnold's 130-140. He's pricey, but if you can go near 100 you've got a chance. Thiago Silva's 60-70k, bit of a gamble, but it comes down to if you're he's not got the pace, it's just more he'd be a high risk investment. Orban's 15-18k. I would happily say nab him because he's always going to be handy for Bundesliga's player of the month, and he's also someone that is likely to get more informed as the year goes. Kolarov 20k for him, definitely always a good little card. And actually got not bad stats, practically closing in on that 80 plus club as well with the right chem style. Madison's 35k, he's not cheap, so be prepared to, if you're really wanting him, you're going to have to open pray. You can get him nearer 25, but I would personally keep away in terms of buying him. But with Kolarov in respects, I would aim like about the 16k mark, 15-16k with Orban. Brozovic is 18k, he was 14-15k, he even hit like 12.5 at one point last night. Somebody listed a pile at like 12.5k, it was like, or it was at least different people, and it was like 12-13k, it was quite crazy for about 5 minutes. Then De Bruyne, sorry not De Bruyne, Coutinho's 300k and is not cheap in the slightest, so be prepared with that. De Bruyne's 600k, most expensive is 900k, which is kind of crazy, but I don't know why. Willian Jose is 13k, honestly a good smart investment, good nation, good league. Yes, he doesn't have the pace, but in terms of an investment view, if you can nab him anywhere close to discard, you have cracked it. And then Atal is 40k, he is someone of him and Niang, Casimir Ninga, sorry, between the two you can kind of try and snipe them, but it's not as fruitful. Now the bench and reserves are practically discard except for Caputo, Harit and Thuram and Ninga. Vazic, Carlos Eduardo are 10k. Sorry, Cresswell's actually a bit just above discard, he's 12. But Vlasic, Carlos Eduardo, Ruben Blanco, all 10k. I'd happily say nab them regardless. Caputo's 11, but he has had periods last night and even early this morning where he was like discard. Harit is 13k. I actually got one in my late night bidding session last night at 3 in the morning at 9.9, and I was quite impressed with that. So if you've got him, you're sorted. Thuram 25k. I've been trying to snipe him. The cheapest one I've missed is 21, but I haven't seen much less. I haven't seen anyone dare go under 20k yet. But I would say if you can get them under 25k or nearer that 20, you're laughing. But as I said, Caputo, Harit, Cresswell, they're like all around that 11 to 13k bracket, and all worth nabbing. Cresswell especially for EPL player of the month. But Dunkley, Fosu, Souza and Exposito, Dunkley and Fosu especially, they're just handy for because of like EPL player of the month, especially if an English player wins it, then by default their prices would just kind of go up, but naturally they would go up anyway. Casimir Ninga is 19k. I sniped one last night for 24, tried to sell him for 26, he didn't sell initially and then he sold about on the second attempt. But what annoyed me was he was the cheapest at the time by about 5k and nobody was buying him. It was kind of I was actually getting annoyed how like it was 26k, the next cheapest was 31.5, yet nobody was buying mine. And Exposito is just a discard buy as well, 9.2, but he's handy for like Spanish, like anyone that's like a Spanish player like that may win player of the month, for it to be EPL or any of the actual, because you could think of like Pozzello in MLS, Thiago in the Bundesliga, and then someone like David Silva potentially say in EPL. But all in all, I would say this is actually a very, very good investing team of the week. The ones I bought practically most of the sensible ones in team of the week 1. For team of the week 2, I will be going for Willian Jose with a bit in typical. Go and check it out again, and there's a 35k one. But I'll be going Willian Jose, Brozovic, Orban, Lacon, all the 81s, and basically the bench and reserves, and try and get Thuram and Kazimir Ninga as cheap to discard as I can, and then hopefully Atal, Kolarov, in Madison I will try and get as cheap as I can as well. But I would say that just kind of sums up how good this potential team of the week is from an investing view. But as I said, folks, let me know in the comments down below who you fancy for investing. Take it easy all, thanks for watching, and I will catch you all later.